Hello, my beautiful souls. Welcome into your daily read. This is going to be for Friday, the 20th of January, 2023. I do want to thank you so much for joining me. And as always, do keep in mind, this is general for the day for all 12 signs. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. But I hope you're doing amazing. Let's jump into it. I did pre-pull a Queen of the Moon Oracle card to speak upon this Friday. And we got growth. I do feel as if this is a day where you're seeing how much or remembering how much you've grown over time through the ups and downs, through, I want to say, even what you're going through and having to cope with, deal with, or overcome or accomplish throughout the specific Friday. They're saying keeping your eye on the clock. Okay, there might be somewhere you have to be on time. Could be more so in regards to angel numbers. There could be more than one reason, right? I feel like you have a lot to get done, but there's a peaceful note and feeling to this day that wasn't feeling 100% within Thursday, and I want to say Wednesday as well, or at least not as much. And so Spirit's saying, what's the difference? Okay, what's the difference? I mean, we are stepping out of Mercury retrograde, so things will feel a lot less, I want to say, weighed down, okay? It's not going to feel like things are kind of working to push you to slow things down. Does that make sense? That was horrible wording, but it's not going to feel like you can't move quickly, okay? But I do feel like there's something else that's growing throughout this day that is just, they're saying your pride and joy, okay? Or just something that makes you feel fulfilled, right? And I do sense that that is taking a true highlight at more than one point throughout the day. Let's do some shuffling and pull some Mystic Mondays. Your connection to the moon, naturally, given we did choose this this deck, but also being drawn to that moon right there. The Void card did come out in the pre-shuffle. I chose not to take it, but I feel like with this, they're saying crescent moon, there's a sense of Spirit highlighting, at one point throughout the day, if not multiple, why you're feeling a bit incomplete, that sense of a void, okay? Is this going to be enough is what I'm hearing, however that pertains to you. But the number 5 talking about change, okay, naturally. I feel as if this Friday highlights that things are changing for you. You're changing, and that's a beautiful thing. But look at that. Due to your ability to succeed in more than one way, they're saying to flourish, you are seeing the wheel turn in your favor. I feel a bit of a daydreamy vibe about this day at certain points, certain levels of self-reflecting taking place, but I do feel like through it all, whether you're exuding oneself, you're exuding, bear with me, whether you're overly exuding oneself or not, you are glowing, okay? And I really do feel like people are admiring you in more than one way, your good looks, okay? They're saying your skin complexion, but I do feel like I'm not hearing the color of your feathers, the color of your feathers. I feel like there's not only a focus on your looks, but your personality. People are seeing you as somebody who shines when they're authentically true to oneself. Beautiful. But your helpful nature also coming into play. I do sense levels of learning, informing, but the ability to tap into that student role, and then at other points throughout the day, tapping into that leader role, okay? So being informed and informing throughout the day, to say the very least. But I also feel Spirit pushing each of us individually to think about what needs to be cut out. Are you overspending financially at this time? Are you over consuming? Listen to what you have to say, okay? I feel like you could be spoken through, or you just simply have something to say, and there's a moment of realization for you in regards to why you felt the need to say that, or how it was worded, okay? But look at that, the King of Pentacles. Given this imagery, I feel like there's a focus on your attire, okay? There could be speak of dress code, or just you could be wanting to get new clothing. That's only for some, but I feel like you're being admired for, again, your good looks. And I want to say your maturity in regards to how you approach something, in regards to how you speak. Evidently being somebody, even if you have a youthful vibe and look to you, you're somebody who's been through it, okay? Or just has a lot of experience, and I feel like you're learning more about what you're made out of, okay, what you're capable of, even if you think you have that fully realized at this point along your path. But another king, so I feel like we're each going to be very much in touch with our masculine side, but there's going to be one time where somebody notices or points out the fact that you're very masculine but have that feminine side to you all the meanwhile. Does that make sense? I can see how that's coming through for me. But I feel like all the meanwhile, you just are a little bit guarded or just, okay, curious is what I'm hearing, a little bit on guard, potentially expecting the worst. So I had to stop the reading for a bit, and I did take that time to not only meditate, but I jotted down some channel messages, okay? So I did hear the word cautious, all right? As well, they quoted, with what you know, you will succeed. With what you know, you will succeed. But I feel like learning is also taking place once again. As well, nothing like the past. Nothing like the past. And that's something that needs to be remembered or just pointed out at certain points throughout the day or at one specific point. And then forever different. Again, the growth of you as a soul, okay? It being highlighted that you'll never be the same, and that's a beautiful thing, but also something you've been working on for a lot, drawn to the reading. I feel like, again, your appearance has changed for the better, okay? Sorry if I keep saying okay, but as well, nice to meet you. So there's the possibility you'll be meeting one, if not multiple, new people throughout this day, and do look up the number 77, angel number-wise, okay? But let's get right back to the tarot. Look at that, the Ace of Pentacles. So I know this for me is my new job, but it could be new investment for oneself, even if you're not wrapped up with it throughout this day or you don't have it yet. It takes a highlight for one reason or another. Thinking about more money on the horizon. Things could feel a little bit messy throughout the day. Thinking about future cleanup efforts to tidy things up, to organize, or you could be putting effort towards just that throughout this day. But I do feel like you're being viewed as someone who, again, glows and shines in what they accomplish and who they bond with. I'm also now hearing you're very special, and I also did channel the message a moment ago of you are going to need to give oneself the credit you deserve throughout this day, because it feels like other people are appreciating you and a sense of them giving you the credit you deserve all the meanwhile. But there's an importance to you knowing your worth all the meanwhile, or just remembering it, okay, and all that you do accomplish. But the Ace of Swords, because I do feel like regardless of whether or not you're beginning something new, once again, feeling like for some these do coincide, there's clarity, information coming through, learning a ton, okay, whether this is through research, through the downloads you're receiving, could be more than one form of realization taking place. It could be through a new opportunity, okay, training or something of the sort. But I feel like in moments when you don't mean to show off and you do, it pays off for you, okay? I feel like people will admire the almost humble way about how you show off, okay? And that's going to be quite impressive and very likable in the eyes of one, if not multiple other people. But the Hierophant, because change, again, is taking such a highlight throughout this day. And that's a beautiful thing. Once again, going back to forever different. But Spirit's saying this also, with two words, speaks upon the fact that change is always something we need to adapt to, okay, or implement. And therefore keeping things fresh and just keeping things, they're saying, airy, okay? Allowing for oneself to just go with the flow all the meanwhile. And I feel like there are certain levels of stress, whether it's due to somebody you're surrounded with, it could be an environment, all that's on your plate. But Spirit's saying there's only so much you can do, only so much control within your situation when it comes to that. So just, again, go with the flow, adapt, delay if need be, and just take a deep breath, because it feels like somebody around you or that you're energetically connected to is just, they're saying, a bit of a mess, okay, a bit of a mess. And it should not be something you should stress, okay? It shouldn't be something you stress. What else do we have? 222, look up that angel number meeting, 222. The Five of Pentacles, because there is a reminder not to overspend, but I feel like you're being reminded or just informed as to who you shouldn't be trusting or getting close to, or overly spending time with, or spending time with at all, so you might need to steer clear of them. This could be in a new situation, or just a reminder of who is just not your energy, okay, or not the type of energy you should be associating with. I feel like there's also, going back to part of the reading when I was saying that there was part of you that was expecting the worst, I feel like this could be tied to the past, what you've been through, but it could be more so you just feeling out somebody new that you're meeting, or somebody you're seeing changing, right? Asking oneself, is this true information, right? Trust your intuition when it comes to what's being told to you at this time, okay? Doesn't feel like that's factual information. Interesting. But the Fool, because I feel like there are moments throughout this day where you feel a bit showy, okay? You feel a bit extravagant in sort of a grounded manner, but Spirit's saying, let the sun shine down upon you. Now, whether that's more so speaking upon the actual sun needing to get out and about, or you just might have to, but for a lot, I feel like this is talking about the spotlight, okay? Shimmer like the sun, shimmer like the stars, and glow like the sun. Interesting. But allow for oneself to, even with all that you're learning, gaining, and going throughout this day, and just the changes all the meanwhile, keep marching to the beat of your own drum. Find a way to put your, they're saying energetic twist, your individuality into something. And I feel like you'll be more successful all the meanwhile. Take it or leave it is what I'm hearing. Take it or leave it. Very interesting. But I feel like there's also a focus on your body figure individually, on your confidence, your boldness, potentially a bit of an overly serious way of being at one, if not multiple points throughout the day. But I feel like you're being viewed as someone with true levels of passion through communication, through what you're working on, I want to say. All right. It's a very, very, another busy day, but again, a bit more peaceful, but no shortage of passion. And again, growth and change takes such a highlight as you're being reminded you're forever different. Something you're working on continuing is forever different. And that's a beautiful thing. All right. So I hope this was truly helpful. Sending you so much love and light. Go enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you next time.